We are now in day 2 of the Supreme Court confirmation hearing of Judge Amy Coney Barrett. Day 1 was all about the opening statement. I sat down recently with a law professor to talk about some of the key points made by both sides and if those points are accurate. Joining me again is Professor Terri Day, who's a constitutional law professor with Barry University. Professor Day, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we spoke with you yesterday for the very first day of these hearings. Judge Barrett, she didn't take any questions, and really the day was pretty much dominated by opening statements. Is this common for the first day of confirmation hearings?
Yes, it is. The questions will be today and tomorrow.
Okay, so let's talk about this argument. Confirming Judge Barrett just weeks before the election, Senator Lindsey Graham said that the Senate is, quote, doing its duty constitutionally. Is that statement true? And what, in fact, does the Constitution say?
The Constitution the framers divided the responsibility for appointing judges and executive officers between the Senate and the president. And that was to provide a check on the president. But the Constitution does not say anything about how the Senate is supposed to discharge its responsibility to advise and consent. It's only been about 60 years since nominees for the Supreme Court have all had a judicial hearing process.
So there really is no written timeline in the Constitution. It's pretty much open to interpretation.
I think the controversy is about comparing the 2016 nomination of Judge Garland to the 2020 nomination of Coney Barrett. Justice Scalia died in February of 2016. Hours after he died, the Senate leadership said there would be no consideration of the nominee that President Obama put forth, without even knowing who the nominee would be. Hours after Justice Ginsburg died, the Senate leadership said that a nominee would definitely be confirmed. So that's before the leadership ever knew who the nominee would be. So, when the rules are changed in the middle of the game to make sure you win, we teach our children that's wrong. And so I understand how people are very upset about whether or not this process is fair.
So even just yesterday, we continued to hear those in, the Senate Judiciary Committee say, this will happen. So if Judge Barrett is confirmed by Election Day, would this process be one of the shortest that we've seen in the past several decades?
Well, it's certainly the shortest that we've seen when we consider the sitting justices now. If we consider, a whole span of time, there have been justices that have been confirmed in very short time. But the average number of days for the 8 justices that are currently sitting on the Supreme Court from nomination to confirmation is 77 days. If Judge Coney Barrett is confirmed the week of October 26th, as is predicted, the number of days from nomination to confirmation would be around 30 days. So you can see that this is a very expedited process.
In fact, even less than pretty much half the time. So, It's just also fascinating. We heard those opening statements yesterday. That's now over. You did mention, again, the questioning. So can you go a little bit more into detail about what we can expect for today and the rest of the hearings?
Yeah, well, the questioning, each member will have an opportunity to question, and everybody will get the same amount of time. The order of questioning goes from the most senior to the most junior. And the questions, first there will be Chairman Lindsey Graham, and then the minority leader, Senator Feinstein. And so it is alternated back and forth between Republicans and Democrats on the committee.
So you said everyone gets the same amount of time. I'm curious, what amount of time is that?
I believe it's 30 minutes.
Okay.
I believe that's, and that isn't set in stone. That is according to, past practice and Senate rules or committee rules.
All right. Well, it will be interesting to hear the questions today and see, obviously, this process unfold in kind of this unprecedented time. Professor Terri Day, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.